Bueno, buenas tardes. Estoy a cargo de la presentación. Mi nombre es Jorge Muriel, soy de la regional Lincoln de Apresid. Les recuerdo la modalidad de no cigarrillos y por favor los teléfonos en silencio o apagados. Nos va a dar una disertación Mark Bartel, estudió Administración de Empresas en la Universidad de Drake en Iowa, es presidente socio de WILGER Incorporation, miembro de la Sociedad Americana de Ingenieros Agrícolas y Biológicos. La modalidad es la siguiente, son unos 20-25 minutos que él va a exponer y después, en forma ordenada, alzan la mano, les damos un micrófono y va a responder a lo que ustedes quieran. Gracias. Adelante.
Thank you, and appreciate everybody coming. I want to do a little history of WILGER. Okay. WILGER was established by Wilfred Wilger, my partner, in 1976 to manufacture pull-type sprayers. In 1990, he started manufacturing his own bodies because he was dissatisfied with the quality of the bodies that were out there on the market. In 1993, he invented and patented the ComboJet radial lock tip design. In 1995, he and I formed WILGER Inc., established it in Lexington, Tennessee. In 1996, he and I designed and patented the modular flow. No, we didn't patent those. We designed the modular flow indicators. In 1998, we designed and patented the combo rate nozzle body design. And in 2015, we established WILGER Argentina SRL, which Jackie Porez, our interpreter, is the managing partner. We'll talk about WILGER products. WILGER manufactures nozzle bodies, flow view ball flow indicators, boom end flush valves, quick nut stainless steel tube systems, ComboJet caps, all-in-one tip adapters and strainers, and we also do a tip wizard. WILGER bodies, we'll start with those. The ComboJet nozzle bodies, that's a rugged, durable design that Wilf designed. It uses a unique radial lock cap retainer, which makes it easier to put on and take off with your gloves on, and caps are less likely to get knocked off. The bodies are available in a single, double, and triple outlet wet boom, dry boom, and quick stop models. The combo rate nozzle bodies let you spray with more than one tip at the same location to optimize coverage, drift control, and combo rate and combo rate 2 saddles have a universal mount that allows them to be mounted on the fluid takeoff side, on the side or on the bottom of the boom pipe. We have adjustable swivel nozzles they work great for boom end sprays or stationary systems. We have single and double outlet versions. They can be stacked. They're available in open flow, diaphragm shutoff, manual diaphragm shutoff, and square mount models. We have also make the conventional old style square lug swivel bodies. They're the same as the ComboJet nozzle bodies, except they have the square lug outlet. Okay, for bodies we have single, dual, and triple diaphragm swivels. They're in 3/4 and 1 inch. To my knowledge, we're the only company that makes a dual tip. We have single, dual, triple dry boom bodies with a 3/8 female pipe thread inlet, which is proven to be stronger than the 1/4 inch for dry boom setups, and the clamp mounts to the body so you can replace the broken body without having to change hoses. We also have a series of compact nozzle bodies. We have the patented modular combo rate bodies in 1/2, 3/4, and 1 inch wet boom, and also dry boom versions. And we have single and double swivels with and without diaphragms. The WILGER multi-tip applications, the modular combo rate nozzle body allow you to stack 2 or more nozzle bodies and spray with multiple tips at the same time. You can spray with multiple tips with different droplet size VMDs to maximize canopy penetration and target coverage. It can also be used as individual nozzles or combined output of nozzles to accommodate a broad range of application rates and sprayer specs. They are high volume bodies that were designed for today's flow rates and speeds. The ball flow indicators, they're very cost-effective, modular, flexible configuration that lets you see flow when you can't see the spray nozzles or bodies. They're used a lot on planters, subsoilers, that type of thing. They're modular manifold, which can be joined together like in this photo, and we have isolated flow models for like squeeze pump applications or individual source applications. We have low flow and standard flow models, and we have a variety of hose barb, threaded, push to connect fittings, check valves, and outlet fittings. There's an optional internal metering orifice that can be inserted into the bottom of the outlet to meter the flow. WILGER has a boom end flush valve. It's a half-turn full flow flush valve. They're available in a TWS version for the case sprayers or 1¼ version for our quick nut design, and we have adapters to go to 1-inch pipe thread. We also manufacture, I referred to the quick nut stainless steel tube systems. They can be manufactured in any length needed with tip spacings to suit. There's an O-ring seal design for stainless steel and polypropylene tubes. We have T's, L's, 90-degree elbows and 45-degree elbows, and straight fittings, which offer a great variety of configurations. They're right now in 1-inch and 1/2-inch tube sizes. The combo jet tips that Wilf designed and patented, they're all-in-one tip, cap, adapter, and strainers. The combo jet tip has a stainless steel insert with an O-ring seal that stays in the cap, and if it's a drift reduction tip, it'll have a pre-orifice tip that stays in the cap. There's a longer strainer that snaps into the back of the cap, so when you want to remove the strainer, it comes out with the tip, and you can easily clean it then without having to disassemble the tips and try to put them back together. The exclusive patented radial lock cap design locks securely to the body. You actually spread the side walls of the cap to lock it in place on the body. I have never had a customer say he lost a tip or a tip fell off in use. We have an extended range flat fan, which we call an ER, and there's 3 different levels of drift reduction tips that are all in a flat fan pattern, and the droplet sizes can be matched to fit the label requirements. It is a closed chamber drift reduction tip. It's a non-air aspirating tip. It eliminates the problems that people have with air aspirated tips with plugging and other issues. WILGER combo rate bodies are the most commonly used for pulse width modulation systems. The flow from the body, as we said earlier, can be combined, hence the name combo rate, at each tip location or sprayed independently. The pulse width modulation solenoid can be installed on a body without affecting the flow of the other bodies. The body without the solenoid can be used for high volume applications alone or with the blended pulse body. In those applications, a tip producing finer droplets for coverage is used in one body, and a tip with producing larger droplets for canopy penetration are used in the other body. It's been proven very effective in the US and Canada for fungicide, insecticide, defoliant, and herbicide applications for resistant reeds as well. WILGER has developed and was the first to come out with an automated computer tip selection tool. It's on our www.wilger.net. We have two, one for the automatic rate control systems and another one for a blended pulse spray systems. We also have an Excel spreadsheet for selecting tips for the dual bodies. On that website, you can select metering disc and caps for fertilizer applications, and you can select the size of bodies, metering disc, and balls for the flow indicators. These are some of the tools that are on that website. If you need to contact WILGER, you can, you got the numbers there. It's wilgercom.ar, and Jackie's email address is there as well. Before they pull the cord on me here, thank you very much for your attendance. If you have any questions, we'll try to answer. Was that for getting it done in 20 minutes?
Sí. No sé, ¿hay alguna pregunta? Voy a comenzar yo. Le hago una pregunta. Ustedes, ¿qué piensan? ¿Hacia dónde va la tendencia en pulverización? ¿Hacia el alto volumen, hacia el bajo volumen, las pastillas combinadas? ¿Cuál es la idea?
The multi-tip idea works well. We usually look at 10 gallons per acre, which would be about 95 liters per hectare for those applications. For fungicide and insecticide, they'll do 15 gallons per acre, which would be about 150 liters per hectare. We think our goal, we did some testing last summer that Dr. Womack from University of Tennessee expanded on this morning, but we did tests to demonstrate or to see if it really did have better results than a conventional single tip spray, and we found that out. You know, our goal is to kill weeds or bugs or whatever, and we definitely, that application definitely did the best job of controlling the weeds. And you ask about low volume application? We have to do more testing on the low volume application. We've talked to some people here about trying to do that, so that is be on the agenda to get done. I really do not know how low we can go in flow rate to use that concept. We do produce drift reduction tips in a 005 flow rate up to size 30, so we certainly have a combination that we can pick to come up with that to fit the lower flow, which we'll test. Did that answer your question?
Sí, gracias.
Buenas tardes. Cuando hablabas de las pastillas, estás hablando siempre en abanico plano. Esos portapicos, ¿se puede poner pastillas de cerámica, núcleo y disco para poder mover el caudal?
The bodies can be used. We have caps and bodies that'll attach a disc and core to the combo rate bodies. We have felt that we can get better pattern distribution and better droplet size control with flat fan tips. So as such, we do not produce a hollow cone tip. Does that answer your question?
Sí, mi pregunta era porque justamente en algunas zonas tenemos problema de agua y cuando subimos de los 60 a 70 litros de agua, estamos teniendo pérdida de control con el glifosato en lugares que hay agua muy dura. Era por eso la pregunta, si se podía bajar el caudal de aplicación.
Yes, I believe so. it's a dual orifice tip design. There's a pre-orifice and an exit tip. And with that, you end up with larger drop or larger passages inside the tip. So you can pass more trash and whatever through the tip without plugging. I don't know about how the hard water would affect it.
Yo voy a agregar a lo que dijiste vos. En lugares de aguas duras, con cálcico-magnésica fundamentalmente, estamos usando 25 litros de agua por hectárea y menos a veces. Lo que para lograr eso y tener buena penetración o buena entrada, tenemos que hacer la gota extremadamente chica o muy chica y estamos muy expuestos a las condiciones ambientales, llámese viento o grandes calores. No sé si coinciden conmigo. No sé si ustedes tienen algo en gota pequeña y uniforme que nosotros podamos achicar el caudal a una presión lógica y que tengamos esa gota pequeña y uniforme que entre y podamos tirar poco caudal.
I think you kind of have a problem when you're trying to do fine droplets and control drift. We're all pretty much aware of that. And I think the penetration, fine droplets basically evaporate under normal atmospheric conditions within 6 to 10 inches from the face of the tip. So how much coverage and penetration are you getting with a fine droplet with that application? Penetration into the canopy or down to the ground, whichever the case may be, works better with a larger droplet tip because you have more mass to the droplet, which gives you more velocity and more penetration. Now, one of the things we did with the dual tip applications is the finer droplets give you good coverage in the upper canopy, and the larger droplets give you good penetration down into the lower canopy. And we think the tips are spaced very close together. We think the larger spray from the larger droplets tends to encapsulate the finer droplets that would normally be drifted off and get that into the canopy. And we think it tends to work like a water curtain. So if you have a larger tip in the front or behind, that tends to block the wind and keeps the fines from being pushed away from the target, which is your problem with extremely fine tips. Did that answer the question? Or?
Sí. ¿Alguna otra pregunta?
Quisiera saber qué caudal utilizan el sistema con 2 pastillas para control de malezas de fácil control y malezas resistentes.
Say that again, please. It's around, most of the work is done at like 10 gallons per acre, which would be 94, 95 liters per hectare.
En ambos casos, le repito, en ambos casos de malezas resistentes y de malezas sencillas de controlar.
Yes. Yeah, in the herbicide-resistant weeds, from what the researchers are saying in the U.S., if you kill like on Palmer amaranth, if you kill the upper part of the plant, the bottom part of the plant will grow out to be 15 times more. So you need the coverage to get the top part of the plant, and you need the larger drops to penetrate to get to the lower part of the plant for better coverage. What application rates do you typically use, if I may ask?
Nosotros acá usualmente se usó siempre 70, 80 litros. Ahora hay una tendencia, sobre todo hacia el oeste de la región pampeana, de achicar mucho los caudales por el tema de las durezas del agua, que inactivan algunos herbicidas. No sé si están de acuerdo.
En el norte no.
No conozco.
En el norte soy...
What was the application rate? I'm sorry. 17? Yeah. I don't have a lot of experience to tell you about that. I would, whatever, be pure conjecture on my part. And I'd prefer to give you an honest answer, and I don't really know. The lower flow rates should work, but I'd want to test it before.
I was looking your system outside, and I was thinking, what about all the chemicals that come in powders? That doesn't bring you problems, like getting clogged on the system, on the PW system.
That's the capstan pulse width modulation system we have on there. That is the AIM command system used on Case I-8 sprayers up until this year, I guess. And they use our bodies exclusively with that system and tips because of the non-plugging. The solenoids, if you have a lot of sand or trash in the system, you can block the solenoid from working. You can disassemble it and clean it out and put it back together. They recommend an 80 mesh screen before the solenoid to protect the solenoid. And we have an interbody screen that can go between the two bodies so you can protect the solenoid.
Okay, and the last thing is like the hollow tips. You don't use it anymore. You think they are going out of market?
Yes, I think the hollow tips, we don't use them. And from what I understand, some other nozzle companies have discontinued making them as well.
That's because of drift problems.
I think because of the drift problems.
Thank you.
I'm using an ER5 at 90 litres per hectare for fungicides. What would you recommend with this double tip setup? What nozzles and what water rate to get?
What they've been using is what they typically do in the U.S. is they'll use their herbicide tip, which would be 400 to 500 micron droplet size in the pulse width body, and they'll use a 250 to 300 micron tip in the other body that sprays all the time. And you can still have a good speed range with it because the finer tip is spraying at all the time, and with the blended pulse system, it's that spraying, that'll change with your speed, the amount of time that tips on in each of the pulses. Is everybody familiar with a pulse width modulation system? Okay, what the pulse width modulation system, Capstan has it and Raven has it. There's a solenoid mounted on the individual nozzle body, on each body, and it pulses 10 times a second, on and off. Kind of like a fuel injector in a car. So instead of changing pressure when you change speed, you change the amount of time that the tip is on in each of those pulses. So it's just like a fuel injector on your car or truck, that's how you regulate the flow rate going out of the tip. And it's set up so you'd think, well, I'm going to get skips because there's going to be voids. It's set up so that every other tip pulses opposite. So these two tips pulse together, which is 50% off of these two tips, which also pulse together. So that's the concept for it. A straight blended pulse system, you can get between 6 and 8 speed range change, so you could go, you know, let's see, from 24 kilometers down to 3 or 4 without changing tips. And it maintains a constant pressure. Hence, you have a constant droplet size, and it also then maintains a constant application rate. Does that?
¿Alguna pregunta más? Bueno, si no más preguntas, lo despedimos, le agradecemos y bueno, hasta otro momento.
Thank you.